This is Mayor Dennis Donohue, and we're back again at Our Barber on Gavilan Street in Salinas. And, during Small Business Appreciation Week, I got a chance to meet a number of very interesting small businesses. And one of them is the young lady to my right, Barbara Robledo, and Beaute Aesthetics.
Yes.
I had to work on saying that fast 3 times. So anyway, Barbara, nice to have you join us this morning.
Nice to join you as well.
Good. Well, and I'm looking forward to chatting a little bit about your business. I even became a customer.
Yes.
I liked what I heard so much. But not your normal products, and we'll get a chance to talk about the business. But one of the things I was struck by, and when we had a chance to visit at your place, just that you had the same observation that Salinas has always had a healthy small business community, but there really seems to be kind of a new generation emerging. And what I find kind of interesting is many of you seem to know each other, and just kind of have that connection, and that you're kind of part of the next generation and future of what's happening in Salinas.
Right. Yes.
And but I'm always interested in kind of the story of how you came to do what you're doing. So first of all, why don't you tell folks a little bit about yourself and your background? You're a Salinas High person, so
Yes.
you grew up here. So talk a little bit about your background and then kind of your journey to getting to where you are today.
Yes. So I am from Salinas, born and raised here on the south side of Salinas. I love my community. It's great. Growing up, it's a lot different than compared to now, but not a lot can say, they had a great childhood and I had a great childhood, being able to like walk on the streets and, try different little small businesses in my neighborhood and stuff like that. So
Yeah, because you grew up literally right across from Salinas High.
yes,
didn't you?
right across from Salinas High. So I was always walking to Foster Freeze, to Bagel Corner,
Right.
any business in Park Row.
And where'd you go to grammar school?
To where?
Where'd you-
I went to Mission Park Elementary.
as did I, so
Yes.
we have that in common.
Yes, yeah. Great school. I had a lot of fun there, and I still keep in touch with people that I went to school with from there.
Okay,
So
good.
not a lot can say that.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Good. So after high school, so how did you get into this business? Because I was really kind of intrigued, and I know visiting with the proprietor of this shop, you drive by Wayne's College of Beauty a lot, but
Right.
But then to actually talk about that, and how really kind of influential that that school is in the community, and
Still
how many
going.
folks. Yeah.
Right.
So talk about your journey, how it all
Sure.
got started.
So I graduated high school in 2008, but I was a teen mom in high school. I was pregnant at 16, had my daughter at 17. And I'm very thankful for my mom, because if it wasn't for her, I probably wouldn't have not gone back to school, or who knows where I have gone. So my mother was a stay-at-home mom, and so I was able to leave my daughter with her and go back to high school, my last year of senior year at Salinas High School.
Mhm.
At lunch, I was able to go home and see my daughter, hang out with her, feed her, whatever I needed to do, and then go right back to school.
Uh-huh.
I graduated in 2008, and then it was kind of rough because I was a single mom, trying to figure out what I wanted to do as a career. I bounced around from like job to job, just trying to figure out like what I like and love, as in like, what I want to do for the rest of my life. And in 2015, at Del Monte Mall, Sephora was opening, and I was able to get hired there with them. I opened that store. I was with them from 2015 to 2019. 2 years in as being one of like a makeup artist, I was like, oh, I want more under my belt, because I fell in love with the beauty industry there. So I was like, I want more. And so I went to Wayne's and did their orientation. I was like, I'm sold. I want to go here. And it's local, and it's not a small business, but you're supporting, it's not like a franchise. It's a
Right.
small business. And I had a great time there. I learned a lot. I graduated in 2017 or 18. I can't remember.
How long does it take to go through the college? Does everyone take the same courses and then specialize in something? How does
So
all
it
that
just
work?
depends on what course you take. There's the cosmetology, there's the barber, and then there's the esthetician. I think now they offer the nail program, but at the time when I was going, that wasn't offered. Just those three
Mm-hmm.
subjects were offered. And times have changed. I don't know what they are now because of COVID. So when I went,
Right.
it was 6 months. I believe it was 600 hours for my program. Everyone else is different. I don't know. But yeah, it's different now because at state board, you don't have to perform practical, which is you perform hands-on services in front of an instructor.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's just written where you answer questions.
Okay.
So like, things are different. So I don't know what the hours are
Okay.
now and stuff like that.
Okay. So you get your degree, you had an area of emphasis, and before we leave Sephora, I remember when I was the mayor the first time, we got one at the mall, and everyone was very
Yes.
excited. So they're a big
Yes.
deal. So that's the
Yes.
place to learn.
No, it is. Yes. And when I was at Sephora, you do offer, teaching them how, to do certain makeup looks or to do, eyebrows, like how to apply lipstick, blush, contour. It's a lot of things that you probably don't know, obviously, because you're not a female,
No,
but
I don't know.
it's
Yeah.
it's cool, and
Yeah.
you just never know what's gonna walk through those doors and who you meet, and you can just make someone's day, and that's the best.
Okay. Good. Okay. So you graduate.
Yes, I graduated from beauty school.
Then what happens?
Got my license. I started out in a hair salon, Jasmine Lorenz Salon.
Okay, I remember that one.
She brought me in as one of her estheticians. I was there for like maybe a year and a half or so. Then COVID happened, so it was kind of tricky. And then after COVID kind of picked back, like the normality, being back to reality, I was able to get into finding another location, which is here downtown, 240 Main Street, and I have my own shop now.
Okay, so talk about that business. What the types of products you have, and I was struck by, because it sounded like you had some thoughts on, you wanted to have your own business and you were intentional about trying to develop your own clientele.
Yes. So thankful for Jasmine Lorenz Salon for bringing me in, because if it wasn't for them, who knows where I would have gone. But I built my clientele with them, and I was able to venture off and be able to have my own spot and build my own brand and have my own place where I can call home for my services.
Mm-hmm.
And it's called Beaute Aesthetics, and I offer lash extensions, all body waxing, spray tans, and makeup application.
Okay, and are those? I guess a couple questions, like you say, I wouldn't necessarily know about all that stuff. So, how do you look at the marketplace? Is it competitive in the sense that a lot of people do it, or not that many? So, but obviously it's got to be kind of a combination of word of mouth, reputation, and then and I know you have a website. We'll let you plug that. But yeah, so how do you build your business?
It's definitely how you connect and you build that relationship with the client. It is hard times right now, and I know people are picking and choosing where they want to, give their service to a business like mine. There is a lot of competition, but I feel like when a client builds that relationship with you and they trust you, and they hear great feedback and recommendations, I feel like they will come back and trust you and want to come and see you based off of word of mouth, because that's how we make our business. That's how we bring our clientele in, is word of mouth. And us performing the services on these clients, and they're out and about, and people are like, oh my God, I love your lashes. Or they're like, oh, I love your spray tan, or I love, how they did your wax, whatever it may be, and then that's how we get clients to come in and see us.
So and I think that's always, I mean, I was in the produce industry, but also having been the mayor, so you get a chance or I got a chance to travel a lot, and you see all the different conferences, and it's amazing how many ways people make a business and all the thought and care that goes into it. So, we mentioned the makeup business in Sephora, but so take lashes. So when you think about lashes, what are you thinking about, and what are people looking for, and is the right question, what's the most popular look or what style? How does that
How does that work?
I'm going to ask as a guy. How does that work?
No worries. So every client has different eye shapes. What might work for me may not work for you.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to have them come in kind of for like a little consultation, and they can give you ideas on what they want. But you have to explain to them, look, that person has a different eye shape. You have this type of eye shape. We can kind of incorporate that look, but I can't guarantee that it's going to look like that because of, like I just mentioned, we have different eye shapes. And you don't want to put anything too heavy on the person, there's different lengths. So you don't want to put something too heavy on the eye where it's going to droop it and make it look closed. You want their eyes to be open and look natural as well. It's all about, just like I said, communicating with your client and being honest.
Is there kind of a cluster around certain age groups? Is it something that women are thinking about all their life, or when they're younger? I mean, what's your clientele look like?
My clientele is a little mixture of young ladies and mature clients. It varies. But with the younger girls, they kind of like that dramatic look. Like, you see the difference in everyone. Some people like the dramatic, and some people like the natural, and some people want a little dramatic, and some want less dramatic. It's just whatever the client asks for. But you also got to work with their eye shape and not make it look too dramatic.
So when folks come in, do they know how dramatic they want to be, or are they waiting for you to help them?
A little bit of both.
Okay.
You got to let them know, though, as well. Like, that's not gonna look good on you, and it's my work at the end of the day. I don't want my client walking around looking crazy, because then who's gonna want to come to me if they see that?
Yeah. Well, I did read some reviews on you. There were a lot of 5 stars, and people talked about how they enjoyed working with you. Talk to me. How does the tanning business work? I mean, when somebody comes in for tanning or a spray, how long does that last? How often do they have to do it?
Sure. So I have clients come in, whether it's an event, whatever it may be. I have them come in 2 days prior to whatever they're getting a spray tan for. Some even come just because they want to feel more confident in themselves. But I have them do it 2 days before whatever they're doing, and we do a consultation as well. And before they come in, I do send them what you need to do before your spray tan, what to do day of your spray tan, and what to do after your spray tan, so you don't mess up the spray tan and me applying the product on you. And then it's all about building that trust, because there's women who are coming in through that door, and they don't know me, I don't know them, and I'm going to see body parts that they're insecure about. And the greatest feedback that I get is, thank you for making me feel so comfortable and welcoming in your studio, because I don't know you, you don't know me, you're seeing me in a way that not everyone sees me, know, and that's the biggest compliment, and I love that. I love hearing that. I love making women feel beautiful and confident with themselves.
Yeah, okay.
Because I can relate in certain things with them, and it's good to meet an artist that can relate with you and understand you.
Okay. How do you, I noticed when I looked at your webpage, I saw the word products, and so that, that can be services. But how do you choose the products you use?
So I have a vendor that I work with. I do have a lash extension line. I sell lash extensions.
Yeah, I saw that. You're running your own. Yeah, you do have your own products.
Yeah.
So talk about that.
Yes, Beaute Aesthetics, of course. It's a lash extension line that I have. I have lash extension glue, and I have tweezers and other things that lash artists may need. So the only way to purchase that stuff, you have to be a lash extension artist in order to use those products. I can't sell to you because you don't know how to do lash extensions.
Clearly.
So, so it's all for all lash artists that here in Salinas or wherever, all over. I can send them products if they want to purchase with me.
Okay. That's interesting about so but that all kind of speaks to you're providing services, but and you mentioned times are on the challenging side economically
Right,
right now. I
right.
think everybody's sensitive to that. So uh, you, so how do you see kind of navigating through that, and then just on a go forward basis? So do you think about providing additional services? Obviously, your clientele is primarily female, though,
Right, right.
though you do occasionally get a few guys in
Yes,
there.
I do.
So
Yes.
yes, yeah.
Um, I eventually, yes, I do want to add more services. So I don't know if I mentioned, but my daughter is 18.
Okay.
I put her in beauty school. She's going to Wayne's Beauty of College. Um, and what I love about her doing that is I'm having her learn everything. She's in the cosmetology program. So she's learning hair, skin, and nails. And once she graduates, I want to bring her in with me.
Okay.
And eventually we expand. And she performs services that I don't offer. So that'll be great because what she offers, she could bring into my business.
Because you said
Yes.
you're not in the nail business.
No, my daughter does nails, so this is her work
Okay.
here.
Okay. So
Yes. Her name's Amaya. So that's her passion. She loves doing nails.
Okay. Well,
Yes.
talk. We'll do a bit of a prequel before she gets there. Talk a little bit about the nail business.
Yes, so
because that's pretty popular.
Yeah. No, she's doing great, and I'm proud of her. So she also wants to do pedicures too, which is not common. But she wants to do that, and she loves it. She's very passionate about it. She loves meeting people, and she's very artistic in that field. It's just her passion. I don't know. She really
Okay.
loves it. Yeah, and I'm
So
proud
the
of her.
pedicure deal's there.
Not yet, but she will one day.
She'll do that.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah. Okay. Well, no. So it sounds like you're going to keep doing this for a while.
Yes, I hope so.
Good. And
Yes.
good. And how do you like being in? I grew up when it was Old Town, but I get in trouble now as the mayor at Salinas City Center. But how do you like being in Salinas City Center? And you've got some things going on, and some new businesses opening up. The Glass House across the street.
Oh yeah.
You've got the Arch
Right there outside the
right there.
outside my window.
So you're part of one of Salinas's center of gravities.
Right.
How do you enjoy that? Being
I love
downtown?
it. I love it. Honestly, I really do. It's home.
Yeah.
I grew up here, and as a child, I would walk downtown.
Yeah. Yeah.
All over South Main, because I grew up on this side of town. So I pretty much know the area, but I don't know. I love it, and I don't want to leave it, But eventually, I have to venture off and get a storefront. But I hope it is downtown. That's the goal.
Good. Well, I think Salinas would welcome you, and
Yes.
as the mayor, I get concerned every time I see vacancies. So I know we have a few still.
Right.
So I think they'd welcome that storefront.
I hope so.
Yeah, but so and just as we kind of wrap it up, anything else? It's you're local. You believe in the community, and one of the things that's really important to me, because a lot of times folks ask me, why did you want to come back and do this again? And there's no place like home, and it just stays with you. It's interesting. I had the chance as a produce person. I was able to go all over the world, but I was always grounded in Salinas is home. So
Yeah.
and there is no place like
No, you're right.
at home. And one of the things that's important to me, I've told people occasionally when you have to, whether it's off the cuff or in a speech, we export vegetables, and too many of our children, that they feel, they're not sure they have a future here, and I think they do, and that's a different discussion. But it's certainly glad to hear your daughter feels like she's got a future
Yeah.
here. And so why don't we close with? I always tell people, it's the home of John Steinbeck. If ever there's a community that should know how to tell a story, it should be this one. And I'm confident the book of Salinas will have a happy ending. I'm just never quite sure how long the book is.
Right.
But it sounds like you kind of feel the same way. Salinas does have a good future, and I think you're part of it.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it.
Well, and thanks for spending some time
Yes.
and talking a little bit about your business and your belief and love of good old Salinas.
Yes.
So thanks, Barbara. I
Thank
appreciate
you for
it.
having me.
Oh, you
I
bet.
appreciate it.
Okay.